you doing it then?
All right, starting the stream in 3, 2, 1. Good. Maybe. It's thinking. All right, good morning, everyone. Hey, guys and gals, it's me, Dr. John Wolfenstein here, and I am back from vacation, as some of you may have already found out, or some of you may not already know. But yeah, good to see y'all again, and we're here for another fantastic session. Just a couple quick announcements, and then we'll get right to all the fun, because I know that's what you're all here for. Also, sorry about the background music. As you all know, and if you don't, you know by now, the Game of Thrones music is heavily copyrighted, and so in order to reach as many people as possible, I have unfortunately turned it off. I am still not making any money. I'm still not claiming any part of anything, any music, or any images as my own. They are all belonging to their original copyright holders, but um, YouTube be YouTube. Twitch doesn't have a problem, but YouTube does. And so to reach a wider audience, I have decided to mute some things. But that does not hinder the quality of the show, I hope. The other announcement is that I am now officially throwing my hat in the ring as a professional dungeon master. So if you are interested in playing with me and having me as a DM, I have 3 games that are available to join. We have The Seas of Vodari, which is going to be Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. Weekly. We have Adventures in Wildmount, which is going to be Fridays at 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I have 3 spots left for that session. And then, of course, we have the early morning Friday session, 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. And all 3 of these games will be played every week, like clockwork. It is still up in the air on whether or not I will be streaming them, but if my clients, I think I'll call them that, my clients or my players agree, then I will definitely and happily stream them. They will kind of be, if I do stream them, they will be kind of like this. Not everyone will be on camera. You won't see a Discord overlay, but you will be able to see at least me down here at the bottom in my camera. And again, everybody is welcome to use cameras as they see fit or as their comfort level dictates. But again, I hope you all will support me in this endeavor. It is finally time for me to do something or to move towards doing something that I would love to do as a career. And so, with that little bit of announcement, I believe we're ready to begin. All my players are ready. The House Greenway is certainly ready to begin their next step of adventures, and I am more than ready to give it to them. So, let me pull up one other fun piece. Oh, where did it go? My notes. Where did my notes go? Uh-oh. Quickly. Do. Here they are. Aha. All right, so last time on... Whoop. Don't need to see that. More secret stuff. Nobody needs to see it. Shh, you saw nothing. And as for the rest of you, you all saw nothing too. Looking at you there, all my nosy players. But it's okay. I forgive you this once. So, last time on Game of Thrones, the home house, House Greenway, had a bit of an adventure. 2 of their party finally caught up with them. We learned a bit about these 2 individuals as they caught up. And they came just in time to see a bit of excitement. The hedge knight, or former hedge knight, was sneaking off into the forest somewhere. As he snuck off into the forest, he was pursued by a couple of the members of the home house. And as such, they discovered the bandit camp. Bandits that lay in wait for the home house in order to try and waylay them on the road. They are also the bandits who killed the poor knights, and the squire further up the road. After some very impressive stealth and some very impressive shooting, a lot of the members of the bandit camp were quickly routed and were taken in, and two of which were taken into custody to survive. The rest, well, met their end, and 7 be merciful. But the home house now has 2 prisoners. They are taken to King's Landing in order to give them to the watch. As the Night's Watch is always in need of men on the wall, or at the very least, they will face the King's justice, should they not choose to take the black. Nicholas Greenway, being a boy of frail disposition, did not join in this adventure, but Lucian Greenway, proved to be quite efficient. With Boromir and Bowen at his side, he made quick work of these bandits. Now, well rested, and the next morning, they have decided to begin their travels again. However, Boromir decided that it was time for him to be a knight proper and take on a brand new squire. Boromir, your squire is riding on your horse, is riding with you. And I believe, if I remember correctly, I have a name for him. He is a boy of 9. And his name is Davin. That's correct. So, Davin, age 9, is now your squire. He is a youthful boy, and kind of a bit uncouth, but well, he can tend horses very well. As all of you find that your horses are very well taken care of. Just as good as you would have done it, if not slightly better. He is super excited to be riding along with you guys, and off you go. You still have a few more days' travel before you will reach King's Landing. So, who's... I would like a marching order, please. Who's riding in front and who's riding towards the back?
I think Lucian said that he was going to be in the front with our younger brother.
Yeah, me and what's his name set off with 2 personal guards with us riding up front. Yeah,
You and Warwick?
there you go. I totally forget my brother's name. But yes, me,
okay.
Warwick, and 2 personal guards are basically in the front.
Alrighty.
I'll be right behind them since I'm tasked to follow the younger at least.
Alright.
Most likely I am in the same area as Bowen.
Okay, and I assume then, Boromir, you're either next to or behind Nicholas? Because you are tasked to guard him specifically. Just type a Y in the Roll20 chat. if this be the case, yo. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
He might be AFK. But I will make that
Right
assumption.
here.
Oh,
There
well,
he is.
couldn't hear you. Sorry. All right, so next to Nicholas or behind him? Yes?
Yeah.
And Aiden, where would you like to be?
Aiden will be towards the back watching the entire group.
Got it. And there are 2 other guardsmen with you. I believe you actually have a total of 4 or 5 now. Pretty sure it's 5, including the captain. So the remaining are at the back with the mule and the 2 servants who are carrying the the heir's supplies and necessities, quote unquote, mostly baggage. And then, of course, your 2 prisoners who are in chains, stumbling along after you. One of which being the old hedge knight, the other of which being one of the twin archers who was in the group. And his name... Corvin is the old hedge knight. And Wart being the other archer who surrendered after seeing how expertly dispatched Cole was. So,
To launch his brother into the fire.
Yeah, I think
yes.
Cole was the one that was launched into the fire. Yeah.
He was launched.
Yeah,
the
because of the
wannabe knight
irony
got
of him
killed.
becoming charcoal.
Yes.
Oh, wait, no. Cole was the one who surrendered. Wart was the one that was killed in the fire. That's what I have in my notes.
Oh,
Wow.
then,
Oops.
then yes. So
Anyway.
you have Cole, who watched his brother become Cole.
That shouldn't be funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, you're right.
But Nicholas and Lucian, you 2 specifically, as you guys ride towards King's Landing, which is still a couple days away, you remember the raven that brought the words of the tournament to you. And the ravens simply read, "To the noble houses of Westeros, greetings in the name of King Robert Baratheon. His Royal Highness has declared..." Let me try that again, because English matters, and so does punctuation. My
You're bad.
deepest apologies. "To the noble houses of Westeros, greetings in the name of King Robert Baratheon. His Royal Highness has declared a tourney shall be held in honor of the crown on the fields of King's Landing to begin 2 weeks hence. All vassals of the crown are invited to attend and do honor to their names." It has been a little over a week since you have set out. And you have about 3 days or so left to go. So, Lucian, it is getting on evening. What the hell was that?
Oh.
The sound of
Sorry.
eating.
It
was
might
a
have been my
bird.
phone beep.
Hmm.
I will airplane mode that.
It was a
No
bird.
worries.
The traveling minstrel waiting to kill us.
Said he was getting on. You want to say something?
As you were traveling and as you are riding ahead, I would like you to roll me an awareness notice check, please.
No problem at all. Okay. Oops. 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 Made a cunning roll.
Ten. Not a bad roll, all things considered. Not a bad roll. So, as you make your way down, you have now officially entered the King's Road. That's where the inn at the crossroads was. Now that you have entered the King's Road, you have been traveling in peace for most of the time. You noticed an abundance of crows perched in the trees ahead of you, and you do catch a whiff of something sadly familiar at this point on the wind. It is the scent of carrion.
Carrion.
Corpses.
Oh.
Okay, who bets 4 dead kids or 3?
Why does it have to be
Um,
kids?
I'm just
I
gonna go
bet.
out on a limb here.
Welcome
and
to
say,
Westeros.
I was going to say it's Game of Thrones. Why wouldn't it be children?
I
I'm not even
bet.
gonna count the adults.
I bet
Because
3
it's
kids and
Lucian.
1 teen.
Because
3
it's
kids, 1
Lucian,
teen.
and he has the flaw of not caring about others' pain. He wouldn't say a word. He would just carry on as if he didn't smell anything at all.
Okay, fair enough. Bowen, you're next. Roll me in a notice awareness test, please. Or awareness notice test, please.
All right, give me a sec. Got a 9.
Okay. And I'm rolling something. Okay. So you, Bowen, easily notice this scent. And Warwick actually looks back and he says, "There's something odd on the air."
It's shit and death, Greenlander. What do you expect?
He just, again, tilts his head as he always has whenever you call him Greenlander.
Bowen will stop for a second and kind of just try and pinpoint, like, is it off in the woods, like I suspect, or is it going to be up on the road where we see the dead bodies?
So up on the road, you don't see any dead bodies, but along the left side of the road, you see a massive amount of crows. Far more than seems like logical for this time of year, or at least for this time of day, unless there was something plentiful to eat.
Against my better judgment, I am going to ride over and look and I don't know. We have chain and ringmail. One of those I can just shake and scare them off. Since we looted the bandits, something to scare them off.
Okay.
Are the crows close to where we are, like right now, like within walking distance, or would that
They're
be
about
actually
20 feet ahead of Lucian, and Lucian's about 10 feet or so in front of
everyone?
Nicholas.
Yeah, so I'll just ride
And
around.
And Bowen is at like the 5-foot mark. He's dead center between the two brothers. All right, so Bowen, you ride around.
Yeah, and I'll go up there and shout at, "Go, be gone!"
Okay.
Caw.
Go
Boy,
ahead
you did
and
suggest birds.
roll an animal handling test.
Got an 8.
So you do manage to scare the crows. However, instead of just flying dead away, they fly further into the forest. And you can actually see just beyond the trees a bit. It's not very thick right here, but you can actually see a field just beyond the forest, the tree line here.
Okay, so I'm gonna look down and see what they were actually eating right now.
So these particular crows here, you notice that just out of sight of the road, just barely, although you imagine if you were actually passing it, you would see it just fine, is a dead horse. Pretty pretty massive beast. It is a draft horse, a workhorse. It is covered in flies, and it is decaying, and it is very, very clear that this beast has been brought low. The arrows in it definitely show that it was not killed from old age. The tracks that you see lead from the field just beyond the tree line.
So away from the field.
Correct. It ran towards the road away from the field.
Okay, so the bet is 3 kids, 1 teen from Nicholas. Because I'm gonna say somebody butchered a farmhouse.
So I lose
Or
the bet.
yeah, because there's
Yeah.
probably more than 3 kids in that. I'll turn
Well,
around and say, young lords, what do you wish to do?
Nicholas immediately jumps off the horse and rushes over.
You
These
rush.
are these are not our lands. This is not our problem. Let's keep carrying on to where we were supposed to be.
I'm sorry you don't have a. I'm sorry you don't have a heart, Lucian. That's not my problem.
The crows are eating something further in. I would assume it's the farmers.
There's more. Oh, jeez.
well, draft horses aren't necessarily always workhorses. Like they're classified as workhorses, but I'm riding one.
Yeah, that's true.
No, wait, I'm riding a destrier.
I was going
Yeah.
to say you are not riding a draft horse, but
It is up to you all. Man's got to have a code, as I say. But
If there's more bodies, I don't think we should stop for long, but hopefully maybe just
It's not
at
our
least
responsibility. This is the king's land, not ours.
roll me a status. Whoa. Roll me a status check, actually, Lucian.
I got the 10.
Well, the King's Road is technically the providence of the king. The lands to your left and right are owned by 2 different lords. The lands to the right, you actually don't know who they belong to. The lands on the left, however, belong to a house you do know. House Dannett.
how do you spell that?
Dannett.
What's our relationship with them?
Your relationship is that your father and the current lord of House Dannett do not like each other.
This is an even better reason not to go in there. We'll be shot on sight.
To say the least, your families have had a rivalry between them, to say the very least.
That house is on the left. We're talking about the land.
Yes, those are the lands on the left where the dead horses come from.
Oh, that's where the horses come from. I thought
That
they
is
were away.
correct. Nope.
Lucian would openly say this. You think once father hears of this, he'll be too happy about your decision, Nicholas, as the heir to the house?
Sorry that I care about the dead.
Why? They are dead. No more
They deserve
use
proper
to anybody else.
burials.
They are dead.
it's a
Let
horse.
their
I'd
own
say
people
eat
take
'em.
care of their burials. That is not our responsibility. They are dead. They serve no more use to anyone once you are dead.
If you were dead, you just want to be thrown off the side of the road?
If that's where my place should lie, then yes. I am not dead, am I?
Aiden,
Yes.
go ahead and roll me a notice awareness check at this point, as you and the rest of the caravan have closed in.
I love that roll.
You notice that over the edge of the trees in the field, there is a massive murder of crows just doing lazy circles over something. Every once in a while, you notice a couple go fly down, and then more fly back up. And this is a never-ending pattern. Um, what you know of crow behavior, though, is if they were uncontested, this whole murder would be on the ground and having its way. It definitely seems to be there's some predator on predator interactions happening.
Probably best not to go in there. If everything in there was dead, those crows would all be on the ground.
Does somebody have a horn?
Likely
Boromir
packs
does.
of wolves in there contesting for the food.
Calling attention to ourselves is not the wisest idea, I would say. If there has been murders around here,
Murders
And if
are we all just assuming they're murders, or are we just assuming,
A group of crows is called a murder.
oh yes, well that's true, but we could always just assume that the Lord of these lands publicly executed these people.
and then shot the horse.
A group of crows.
Yes.
They didn't
And
shoot the
shot the horse.
deputy, but they shot his dog.
Well, regardless, there's more than crows in there. There's probably packs of wolves contesting for the food.
Nicholas, you're the heir. You make the decision.
That was either great or horrific timing. But Nicholas, you have been told to make the decision.
Are there any signs on the horse, any kinds of?
There are arrows
know
jutting out of him.
I mean, a saddle or wraps or something.
There's a bit and bridle, but no saddle. If it was a plow horse, there wouldn't be. But this horse does have accoutrement that does indicate that, yeah, somebody owned this horse, and it was, somebody's. Wild horses don't have bits and bridles on them.
Okay, and
Does the horse
say,
look like it was
where
used
it's
more for
from?
travel or for work? Can we tell if it was a workhorse or just somebody was traveling on it?
Roll an animal handling check. I'll give you this one. As you get down and look it over, this is clearly a workhorse. You don't see any signs that would indicate it's ridden on as a fairly constant basis, but there are definite signs that it has been hooked up to plows or something heavy, as there is thicker blanket marks. As you know, when you saddle up a horse, you put a blanket under the saddle. It's much the same for a workhorse, except you put a rougher spun, a thicker blanket underneath the gear that will hook up a horse to a plow.
So my best guess is that a nearby farmhouse was attacked, possibly by bandits. Almost definitely everyone's dead.
Boromir, what is it you said?
Completely disregarding my previous statement. What do I know of the difference between a house archer's arrows and a bandit's arrows?
If you wanted to inspect the arrows, you theoretically could try and discover something about them. This particular one, I would give you a knowledge, probably a knowledge streetwise test, if you wanted to make such a test. At the very least, a knowledge test if you don't have streetwise.
I don't have streetwise, so I do straight
While
knowledge.
while Boromir is doing that, Nicholas is gonna like grab two like the smoothest stones he could find and puts them over the horse's eyes. It's kind of like a way of
That's
quick
10.
rest.
Very well. As you do that, Boromir, you're looking at the arrows. These arrows are not as nice as some of the arrows in your party. They are not arrows made by common folk, however. It is not duck or goose feathers that are lining these arrows. They are of a different creature.
Crow.
They are not black-fletched arrows.
That'd be funny though if they were.
That would be humorous.
That'd be ironic.
I don't think these were like common folk didn't make these, and neither did anyone at the Lord's castle. So there's a good chance there's somebody else who did this.
After Nicholas puts like the little pebbles over the horse's eyes, he stands up and looks to everyone, being like, "We move forward." Boromir says that these are possible bandit arrows. Be more alert for bandits.
Or assassins.
Or, that's worse. Thank you for that.
Aiden, Bowen, you can both roll a knowledge check at that.
Knowledge streetwise or just knowledge?
Just knowledge.
8. I would say with a roll like that, I'm probably more focused on myself, but that really doesn't make sense because Islanders don't send assassins.
Assassins to kill farmers or small folk would be silly. However, if you were to go with the theory of assassination, it would be crossbows, not regular hunting arrows, which is what you judge these to be.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Brother Nicholas, for repeating what I said we should do from the beginning.
You told him to make the decision, didn't you?
Did I not first say we should move on?
I still gave him somewhat of a rest.
Gave a horse rest. Okay. And then Lucian will kick his horse for them to start moving. For him to start moving. Really annoyed by the situation.
When are you not annoyed by what things I do?
When there's a girl in his bed and he has other things to worry about.
You start
and he
making decisions
sleeps in
that's
his
worthy of
studies.
your status.
That's true.
Or just kind of rolls his eyes at this byplay. As the captain of the guard just kind of sighs to himself. And they slowly kick their horses up, not directly with Lucian at this point, as Lucian has now gained about 5 feet of more clearance than he originally had.
I would have marked this location in my memory if that's possible before we leave.
Roll there is a memory test you can make, I believe. I believe it's under cunning, but you can roll a cunning test to see if you retain this information.
It is cunning memory.
Yep, I thought as much.
7.
Yeah, you may be able to come back here. You certainly would be able to mark the landmarks, but you wouldn't necessarily be able to mark it on a map if you ever looked at one.
Well, I'll ride up and get closer to Lucian this time.
Okay. As you guys continue on, you make it around a corner, around a natural bend in the road, when Lucian, I need you to roll me another awareness notice test, please.
Since I'm up by him, can I get one too? Or
Yes, actually. Sorry about that.
9.
Uh,
6.
Lucian, you're slightly oblivious because you are quite fed
Annoyed.
up with
Yeah.
everything.
You feel
However,
too high and
Bowen,
mighty.
you hear the snarling and growling of wolves off to the left. And in fact, you can actually see them just beyond the tree line.
are they heading this way, or are they running off?
No, they are currently devouring something. And they are fighting over something that you can't see as it's just out of sight.
Well, how many wolves?
You count 6. And I will note that at this point, I need both Lucian and Bowen to both make animal handling checks, as your horses are now thoroughly spooked from the scent of blood and wolves.
10. Let me know if I steady my horse or not. That'll determine my next move.
Lucian.
Would it be animal handling ride?
It would be closer to animal handling on this particular one. It would be animal handling charm for this
Okay.
particular one, because you're trying to keep it calm. You're not trying to do any spectacular riding tricks with this.
Okay. Okay.
Oof.
Lucian,
not good.
you get tossed from your horse as it rears up and whinnies and kicks at the air. Bowen, you barely manage to get your horse under control, but the noise has actually drawn the attention of the wolves, and they are now facing the trees. You don't imagine that they can look at you from where they're at. Not really. They probably have kind of like an image that you have, where you can vaguely make out their shapes. But they all turn and are, as one, snarling now at the trees.
Since I've got it slightly calm, I'm going to try and do a shot and take out the largest wolf that I see.
Very good. Go ahead and roll a marksman test. And Lucian, I would like you to roll a
Marksmanship test bows?
yes, it's a bow test. You can either roll an agility or an athletics test. If you're going to roll athletics, it would be contortion or acrobatics for you.
And my bullshit rolls are still alive. That's 3 6s, a 5, and a 2.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay. You said agility acrobatics?
Yes.
Okay.
This is what you get for not being merciful towards the horse.
So, like a fucking champ, though, you stick the landing and do 3-point hero landing as you get tossed off your horse. Just as Bowen lifts and draws and fires, sticking an arrow straight through the eye of the largest wolf. This, however, causes the other 5 to start charging. Boromir, you are the next one who can act as you see these wolves come charging through the tree line.
If they're coming through the tree line, I'm gonna run towards them and tell Davin to take the horse back with the other guards.
Okay, so you dismount and start charging them?
Well, it's either that or take Davin into the fight with me, and I don't want to lose my squire after I just get him.
He does have a battle axe.
Does he know how to wield it, though?
I have no idea, and neither do you.
I give him a quick little instruction. You just swing it with the blade in it until whatever's in front of you is dead or stop moving, or you die. There's really no in between.
I mean, okay, he may or may not know how to use it.
Find out.
Let's just assume that he's not ready to use it.
That's a fair assumption. So you. What the hell is that?
Hello?
He's deflating. Just let him have it.
That's what it sounded like.
I mean, whatever.
Could
But
be anybody deflating.
anyway, go ahead and I'll let you get a swing in on one of the wolves, if you would like.
Let's see. Do I actually have to go to my weapon and roll my weapon, or
You roll a fight test, and it is with what are you wielding?
generally my ball and chain would be my first roll.
So that would be bludgeoning.
Oh, sorry, that was
Any
loud.
bonus dice
It's all right.
or penalty dice?
No.
18.
An 18, that's still several degrees of success. So you're able to put a smackdown on one of these wolves, and it does not like being smacked up. So at this point, I would like...
Oh, did you want me to do damage, or is that wolf just dead?
that wolf is dead, because even with a 21, that's several degrees of success, which will kill it. Wolves are not exactly hardy combatants.
And this one just took a ball to the face.
Well, to the body. And it did not like it at all.
Yeah.
But it is seriously wounded. So
Yeah,
I would like everyone to go ahead and roll initiative, please.
Combat initiative.
All right, initiative. There it is. Combat, correct?
Correct.
14, but well.
3.
That's beautiful. Let's see what I get.
A 1.
A 7, actually.
Oh, that's actually pretty average for us.
That's pretty average for me, yeah. And then they... well, you also rolled that one.
Yeah, but you guys are each only rolling 2 dice. I mean,
This
I'm
is
only rolling
true.
3. Lucian's rolling 4, so... And then Boromir's rolling 6?
5.
5.
Yeah.
I'm a 2 and you're rolling 2. You just happen to roll a 1 and a 2.
Yeah, so Boromir, you're up first because you roll more dice than Lucian does, so that's how I'm going to play that. So go ahead and you can make another attack on these wolves, if you so desired.
I do, and since I haven't switched weapons, I'm going to bludgeon him again.
Alrighty.
For another 18. Seems pretty average today.
For now that we're actually in a proper combat, go ahead and go to your weapons page and actually click hit. Click that particular button.
Oh, okay. So actually roll to hit?
Yes, please. Now that we're actually in combat.
25.
That's better.
Well, you
Jesus.
got 2 6s there, so
Go ahead and roll damage, my dude.
No modifier, so that's a 9.
Mm-hmm. With several degrees of success, is going to kill this wolf that you have already started to work on. So, blah! And you smash your ball and chain into this thing's head, and you hear a sickening but satisfying crunch.
Welch.
you like smashing a watermelon.
Welcome to the Gallagher Show.
Can I roll to intimidate the other wolves?
Sure, I'll allow it.
Sludge-o-matic!
I'm fucking ready to see how you intimidate these wolves.
I'll allow an intimidation test. Which I believe is a persuasion test with bonus to intimidate if you have it.
I do.
Me friend, unless you not friend, then I wear you.
Uh, 12.
Oh, that's two
sixes.
sixes. So yeah.
The oldest and scrawniest of these wolves does look to be fairly intimidated. The others, you notice that there's an unusual bravery among wolves. Normally, wolves would flee, but they seem to be unwilling to give up the feast that they have found themselves in. And these wolves
Where's
do
the
not
alpha?
exactly... Huh?
Where's the alpha?
It's dead.
Dead in the field.
Took an arrow to the eyeball.
So that means we only have
Oh,
4 of
it's
these things left.
stupid.
Lucian. You have 3 wolves bearing down on you. And one at the back that is kind of looking like it might run.
Yeah, Lucian will grip his longsword, and once
Mhm.
he landed, he'll roll towards the first one, then come up and jump and double hand his bastard sword and swing upwards and hit the wolf, activating as a lesser action acrobatic defense, and then I'm going to try to attack it.
Duly noted. Go ahead and roll to hit, my bro.
No problem. 23.
Very nice. Go ahead and roll damage.
With 3 sixes.
Yes,
3 sixes
yes,
and a 5.
yes, I know. Just go ahead.
What's its combat defense?
9.
Ah, shit. Okay, so 5.
You're tripling it
19. Yeah.
because
Yes. You are going to triple this damage, whatever it may be.
Yeah. All right. So let me just fucking do that. How about we do that? Just wasting everybody's time. All right. All right. So I believe it's. All right. So this is my damage.
I'm ready.
If I tripled it, it's 18. I mean, wait, plus shit. Sorry. Actually, no, that is right. It's 6 times 3, which is 18. So it should be 18 damage. Fault with that one.
Yes.
Yeah. 6
But
times 3 is 18. So yeah, basically I did 18 damage.
yep. So you slice into this wolf pretty nastily, so nastily, in fact, that you've seriously, grievously wounded one of its legs, and it crumples to the ground, still alive, but definitely handicapped forever. And it is only barely clinging to life. Yet, even a beheaded wolf will bite you. And so it is actually going to make an attack on you. What is your combat defense?
My combat defense is 19.
Yeah, no. So it snaps at you pretty uselessly from the ground. And that's its turn as it is grievously wounded. Bowen.
is there a way I can get 2 shots off?
Is there an action to do 2 shots?
Because I'm not going to be moving.
Give me a second, my dear friend.
I think that's only a melee thing when you have fast.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, because you'd have to reload. Well, I don't think you technically have to reload a bow. Let me double check.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a horseback, so any reloading, the argument would be like it's right there next to me. It's not on my back or on my side. I'm walking.
This is true. You're using what kind of bow again? A double
Double
curve?
curved. Yeah.
And they have long range, powerful, two-handed. I am going to say that you could try to get off a second shot, but it is going to have some penalties to it, as these wolves are now closing in.
That's fine.
And making the test kind of harder for you. But you're certainly welcome to try, so long as you do not move.
The second one's only going to be going at the sickly one anyway.
Okay.
Or the wounded one. But yeah, the next one that's charging that looks hell and healthy, I'm going to shoot.
All right, roll to hit, please.
All right, so hit, double curve bow. Any modifiers?
One penalty die because of how close it's getting.
Still a 23.
Well, there you go. So go ahead and roll damage, my dude.
So 4 tripled, I'm assuming.
Yes, it is going to be tripled. So that's 12. So as this thing stumbles and comes to a skidding halt at the feet of your horse. The other one, however, the other hale and hardy one. Oh, go ahead and roll your shot on the downed wolf.
Yeah.
I can't.
What do you want on this one? A minus?
Just a -2 penalty because Lucian is standing over it.
18.
18. Go ahead and roll damage for the hell of it. 4 again. Well, this one is okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's enough to put an end to that one.
Real quick, did I do my attacks right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I did the right minus dice. Okay.
Yeah, I see.
All
I
right.
see all the dice, and I see the ones that counted.
All right, good.
You did fine. So, with that in mind,
So Bowen kills one and injures another.
that is correct. So there's one left that is hale and hearty, and the last one is staying way in the back and looks to be slightly intimidated. But that other one does not successfully land a bite on Lucian. Nicholas.
Oh gosh. Okay, so it's just that one that's cowardling away, or
No, it's one hale and hearty one in front of Lucian, and then the one that's cowering.
I have a light crossbow. We're gonna do the one in front of Lucian, because,
Okay.
yeah. I'm scared.
Go ahead
I'm a
and
little
roll to
nervous.
hit.
Oh, no modifiers?
No, not for you. Because you're at the back, you're at this thing's effective range. So, you twing!
That's technically one success, but
That's awful. I rolled a 6 and a 1.
Yeah. You only rolled 2 dice for
the
it.
combat
but
defense is 9. Yeah,
Yeah.
he missed completely.
Yep. So, ping! Whee!
Fuck me.
Oh, just over its ears.
it would have been double one. You would have just shot your brother in the back of the head.
Worth it.
Well, in the side rather, but yeah, no, it could have been pretty nasty. But no, you do shoot at it and nearly hit it, but it just goes right over it. Did you want to get closer?
Oh.
No? Okay.
I just want to reload it and get ready for the next shot if needed.
Fair enough. The wolf at the back does break and run. He is intimidated. He is seeing the alpha went down, as well as a couple other pack mates. Yeah, he's breaking and running. So there's only one healthy one right now in combat with Lucian. And then another wounded one at Bowen's feet. Aiden.
I guess I will take a shot at the last healthy one with my light
Okay.
crossbow.
Go ahead.
This is going to be horrible. Yes.
Twing! Lucian, you see another bolt come whizzing past you and over this wolf's head, missing it entirely. But that's 2 bolts you've managed to watch just whiz over this thing's head.
Lucian will, because he's not paying attention to behind him, he'll think that they're just getting ambushed by a bunch of bandits, so he'll scream out, "Bandit ambush!" while he's in the middle of firing his fucking room. He's got 2 hours basically nearly missing his head. He's like, yeah, no, we're getting ambushed right now.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh.
Boromir, you're
Yeah,
up.
Aiden just palms his face and reloads.
So the one's right by Lucian?
Yes,
And how far is Lucian from me?
less than 10 feet. You can get less than 10 yards, rather. You can get to.
I run over, almost hammer throw, spinning this ball and chain,
Mm-hmm.
and with almost a downward swipe, go for the bottom of this thing's jaw.
Sure. I'll allow you the 1 bonus die because it is engaged in combat with Lucian.
Hit dice, modifier 1. Right?
Roll it and let's find out.
9.
Yes, that is correct. So roll damage, my guy. Not that I think it'll matter much, but just for my own humor.
Has this wolf taken any damage yet?
No, this particular one has not. But being that it's taking 27 points of damage, Boromir, you cave this thing's skull in. It's no match, and just squawk, and it drops. Lucian, you do
I like
notice.
to put down when people do 1 hits. I like to write that down.
Huh?
I like to write down when players do a 1-hit KO.
Yep. Lucian, there is 1 injured wolf at Bowen's feet, and at the feet of his horse.
Lucian will walk over and stab it.
All right, go ahead and just roll to hit, just in case something fun and crazy happens. Yeah, no, you're fine. You just sink. Very much a finishing blow, as this thing is dead. So
Lucian will sheathe his sword, and he will start looking for his horse.
Your horse is about 10 yards on the other side of the road.
He'll go get it.
While he's
He'll
doing that,
start walking to collect his horse.
Okay.
I'm gonna go look at what the wolves were showing up and get my arrow in the alpha.
Alrighty. Did you want to retrieve your arrows from the other ones too?
Nope.
Okay. So that's a total of what, 4 arrows you're down right now?
I have 37 still.
I'm just saying.
Oh, you lost someone.
That was me.
There
Sorry,
he is.
I hit back.
Okay.
That's valid.
So Bowen is going through the foliage to the Alpha's corpse and to find out what they were consuming. What is everyone else doing? Lucian is getting his horse.
I kind of want to follow after Bowen.
Okay. Warwick and your guards are staying with your prisoners who look thoroughly spooked.
Yeah. I definitely follow after Nicholas.
Okay. Lucian, you get your horse just fine. It didn't go far. The training it went through clearly showing. But it did put itself as far away from the fighting as it could.
Hit the side of its face. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. It is only a horse. Bowen, Nicholas, Aiden, Boromir, what are you doing? Did you follow after Nicholas, or are you staying with Lucian?
Nicholas has a guard right now.
It might be good to stay with Lucian.
I'm
Okay.
not staying with Lucian. Screw that.
Well,
staying with my squire.
Oh.
Protect the child.
So you watch as Davin actually rides your horse back to you, and you stay on the road. There are 5 other guards with you, so it's not like Lucian is undefended.
And out of nowhere, Davin sustains a fatal head wound.
Because some guy tried to shoot him and missed.
That's
So,
not my fault, okay? I almost had it. I got its ear. I think I missed its
Aiden,
ear.
Nicholas, and Bowen, the scene you find the Alpha in is it is laying atop a body, a human body,
Oh,
the
no.
body of a man. It was clearly eating him. You
Ooh.
find a small group of men, actually. About, let me double check. 5. There are 5 men scattered about lying on the ground. And they all appear to be somewhat healthy, hale men in the prime of life, give or take.
Can we tell how they died? Was it more arrows?
Probably had their throats slit. That's my bet.
Let's
Oh
see.
my god, I fucked up
Does
the
anyone
stat.
have a high rank in warfare?
I should.
Oh,
I have a
should
3.
and
I've
does.
got
Where's
a
warfare again?
2.
Warfare.
It's
I
right
only got a
above
6.
will, and then and below thievery.
I
I
got
have
a
a
We should
3
put.
in warfare.
Yeah, I got a 2 though.
Bowen, Nicholas, and Aiden. Do any of you have a high ranking in warfare?
No.
No, I
Okay.
have something in healing, and that's about it.
So you
Just
can
kind of to see
roll.
what it
Um,
has.
you can roll healing. This will be diagnose if you so desire. The rest of you can roll either null. The rest of you can make a choice between awareness notice or knowledge streetwise.
We've noticed.
Notice.
Okay.
14.
22.
Nicholas, we'll start with you.
Hi.
You're able to clearly diagnose that these men were dead before they were fed upon. You're able to tell that pretty easily. However, the fact that the men are still laying down and, like, for all intents and purposes, could have been sleeping, you imagine that these men were probably killed in their sleep.
Oh, jeez.
Bowen, you see swords. The swords of these men are still here. The blades show sign of recent use, and one of them is still in its scabbard, covered in dried blood.
Speaking of which, I kind of look over at Lucian at this particular moment, reminded. I know I'm not there, but just reminded that he shielded his sword without cleaning it.
Okay, are you going to offer some advice to the young noble?
I am.
How do you offer that advice, Boromir?
Backhanded at best.
Probably. My lord, I would recommend removing your sword from its scabbard and cleaning it before resheathing it. You don't want it to get stuck.
Okay, but no obvious wounds, just they have weapons that have been recently used.
Yes. You do notice that their swords are likely what killed them. As all the swords do seem to be covered in, or at least one of the swords seem to be covered in blood. So this particular one may have been the sword that did it. Aiden, as you walk up and notice what Bowen is holding, you notice something about the hilt of this sword. The hilt, it is an unusual hilt, but it isn't because it's more valuable than others. It's the emblem on the crossguard. It has the emblem of a stag on it, similar to the stag of House Baratheon, but without a crown. You're you're also able to tell that this was a camp. There's evidence of a fire pit. There's evidence of other bedrolls. However, you notice that there are more evidence of other sleepers than the 5 who are here. You can very easily piece together that these fellows had others with them, and it is very likely that they were turned upon in their sleep.
So this was a Baratheon soldier camp. And the Baratheons are the ones who are dead? Do they have the tabard for the stag? Or is it just
Not
that notice on the
not
sword?
quite House Baratheon.
It
House
is
Baratheon is a different house entirely. House Baratheon
um
has a crown above the stag.
that is correct. Is the stag
Oh, right.
is
Baratheon's the crown stag.
right. But
Right.
this one is just a stag. Uh, but no, there's no symbols, there's no banners, there's also nothing of value on any of these bodies aside
Do
from
I
their
know if we're
swords.
in the Stormlands yet or the Kingslands?
You are not. You are still in the Reach, though you are nearing the borders.
Well, this is very strange. They took everything but left the swords. Oh
Aiden.
well, I pick them up.
All right. So you now have five swords.
And I throw it on one of the pack horses.
Easily done. Um,
Bastard or regular?
they're just regular. Long swords, one and all.
Stag house is what I'm going to put down for right now because my character doesn't actually know.
Right.
Do I see the crows nearby, or is that further back still?
No, you see some of the birds around here, although you do notice that there are some other birds off in the distance. But this seemed to be where the where the largest concentration of them was.
160
Well, we found the murder's food, so.
Oh well. I pick up the alpha wolf and throw it on the back of my horse, and I mount back up. I'm ready to go whenever you are, young lords.
I'm assuming you're gonna skin that and wear it.
He killed it.
Yeah, that's
Gonna
fairly
tan it.
common, actually.
Maybe him a cloak for a future bride. I don't know.
I'm surprised that
wolf fur is
you're
fairly
not
common material for cloaks.
I'm
Besides,
surprised you're not taking the one that you killed, Boromir.
I have no need for furs.
Bowen's gonna point out. You see right here, he cracked in the rib cage, and then he just kind of mangled the head. Overall, the pelt's kind of useless now.
And that one doesn't have a head.
Well, it has mush where a head would have been.
Besides, it'll be wolf for supper tonight.
I'm assuming that means that we are camping out.
It is only late afternoon. There is still some time to go before camp needs to be set.
Right, but I'm assuming we're not going to come across another inn before the end of the day.
You do not know that for sure. I will say that.
I don't know.
Assumptions can be made.
But I'm guessing.
Very well.
Well, if these guys, it looks like these guys were killed in their sleep, most likely from one of the swords over there.
You mean the one that he's carrying?
Really hope we find an inn because I don't think any of us want to be dying in our sleep anyways. I didn't say that right. Yeah. I'm trying my best, okay?
Lucian will hop on his horse and just start riding forward.
I'll take up my position again next to Lucian.
Nicholas quickly puts coins over each of their eyes, and then runs off.
Like how many bodies are there?
Just five.
Just five?
So,
yeah, that wouldn't take long.
My money.
Sorry, I'm not taking the time to bury people I didn't kill.
I know, that's why they're all running or starting.
Would you take the time to bury someone that you did kill?
If he fought well, maybe. Or I'd drag him to the sea and throw him in.
There's coins on their eyes.
Depending on where you kill him, that'd be a long drag.
If the man fought worthy enough, he deserves to be in the halls of the drowned. Unless he's very particular before he dies how he wants me to bury him, I'm not going to do anything else.
I fear for the people that you face in the tournament.
Well, from what I understand, I can't actually kill anybody unless it's accidental. Ha!
I just
A
shake my head
dead
and climb back up on my horse.
Well, Bowen, I know you well enough. You'll make it look like an accident.
Well,
You're gonna become our own version of the mountain.
Okay. Coin flip
that
around.
bastard! Don't ever mention him to me again.
It's not the
Young
best burial, but
snot-nosed
it's
kid.
something.
I didn't say shit. He did.
If I ever see the mountain come in combat with him, I'll fill him full of arrows through his head before he gets to me.
I take it you
I
two
would
are
pay.
kind of
I would
tough.
pay to see that.
I would too, honestly.
Pretty sure one would do it, but he'd just keep going.
Doesn't matter. Kill the horse, break a man's legs, falls down. A man that size can't move if his legs won't work. He'll crawl, don't get me wrong. The man's a vicious bastard. But what that man does.
Just don't let him get his hands on you, because then it's over.
Let's just say his brother can't kill him soon enough. Or he can't meet an untimely end. That is my advice to you, young lords. If you joust against the mountain, kill the fucker's horse.
So open.
If you're lucky enough, you'll break his legs and you'll get out of there alive. And if he comes after you, I'll plug him full of holes.
Even better prayer, don't face the mountain.
But you don't want to be seen as a coward.
We also don't want to be seen as dead.
This is the duality of your position, young lords.
All right, I'm not a lord, so when I talk, don't call me that, please.
Nah, I'm not allowed to be a lord, unfortunately.
Ah, yes.
I'm out of character. I'm putting in my notes. Bowen's the one who took the 5 swords, right?
Yeah.
Or was that Aiden?
That's Bowen.
It was Bowen.
Okay.
I'm more of talking at Nicholas and Lucian when I'm mentioning the mountain. The rest of you guys, if you guys actually want to joust against him, be my guest. But remember my advice.
Lucian has been moving down the road. He's
Yeah,
been
Lucian's
left.
gone.
Lucian, your brother Warwick, and the 2 guards that he is with slowly do catch up with you as the rest of you remount your horses.
Yeah, Nicholas. Is
Yeah.
there any way that you can convince your stepmother to make him more disciplined?
In a sense that that's her firstborn. So
That's fair.
I will say this, though, Nicholas. You and your stepmother do not have any open hostilities against each other, and your stepmom has always treated you with respect, though granted not with the abundance of love that she has smothered her children with.
it's okay. I'm used to that in real life.
Oof.
But she is very respectful and does treat you fairly.
I was in the middle of drinking a meal. Come on.
That was sad.
Oh, my
I was
mama always
very
said I'm not going to go very far in life, but I'll make a hell of a lot of people come up short. So,
I was psychologically abused as a child.
Anyway,
hooray for trauma across the internet. High five.
We're caught up in
Back to the game,
trauma.
people. Back to the game. Back to the game. Back to the
Okay.
game.
anyway, so you all continue down the road at this point, unless someone is saying something different.
I wanna ask Bowen because he kind of grabbed the swords and stuff, and did Nicholas notice that one of them was covered in blood at all, or no?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Oh, sorry. Did Nicholas notice that if any of the swords were covered in blood, or no? I know he was doing the diagnosis of.
No, you were busy
when they
looking at the
died.
bodies while Bowen and Aiden discovered this bit of information about the sword.
Okay. I guess while we're walking, I'm asking Bowen if any of those swords could have possibly been used to kill them.
Well, they're a sword, so yes.
I meant like if if one of them was covered in blood or there was something special about it. Just I don't know. Maybe it
One of them
was.
had the mark of the stag on the hilt.
Yeah. I'll pull that one off the horse as we catch back up to Lucian. This
Is
one,
that the one covered in blood?
yeah,
It
the
is.
one with the stag and covered in blood.
Oh, geez. And that's different from the other 4 swords, right?
Yes, it is different than the other 4 swords.
Oh boy. Is there some kind of like is there some kind of like symbolism, or would I be knowledgeable about anything like that? So I don't know if they use a special sword to kill someone in their sleep. I don't know.
No, other than that, other than the stag on the crest, that is slightly interesting. You could roll a knowledge, not a knowledge. It is a, what would it be?
That is
Can't
breeding.
be research knowledge.
You could do status breeding. No worries.
Would
You
be
could do a
nice.
status breeding test if you so desire.
What? 17, but one of those is a 1.
That's
So
fine.
I have the red square. Okay.
So, what you do know about this, and what you've learned from history, you specifically, you would know that while the symbol of House Baratheon may now be a crowned stag, it was not always that way.
Oh.
When House Baratheon was first coming up, and pretty much until recently, there was no crown on the stag. It was only a great stag. Now that Robert Baratheon is king, there is a crown, which tells you that this sword was probably smithed and decorated during a time when House Baratheon was not the house of the royal family.
God, I have to write too fast here.
So this sword was probably made before or during the War of the Usurper.
I'm not going to spell that correctly.
The War of the Mad King.
Or the Mad King. Made during / before War of Mad King. Okay.
Because that was the other side of the war, right? It was the usurper and the Mad King.
Correct.
Yeah, it was Baratheon versus Targaryen.
And how long ago was that? Just
Probably about
out of
100 years.
curiosity, how many years?
No,
What?
not even. It was about 7-ish years ago.
Okay,
No,
so
a
this
little
is
bit
like
more than that. You were a child when it ended, if I
okay, so
remember
this is at
correct.
least a decade-old sword.
Yeah, it's an old sword.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Since Boromir originally grew up in the Stormlands, would
Yes.
he have been closer to the fighting than Nicholas or Lucian?
Most definitely, you would have seen probably more of it, or at least been in lands that were more affected by it, as most of that war took place in the center part of the kingdom here. Most of it was centered kind of in this area. And it somewhat got into here, but yeah, it mostly stayed out of the Erie. Didn't really go. It didn't really touch the north at all. In fact, the Northerners came south to engage in combat. There was a lot of fighting in the Stormlands and the Reach specifically, though, and River Run. The turning point of that battle actually was the battle at the Red Fork, where Robert Baratheon slew Prince Rhaegar Targaryen, the Mad King's heir and the Prince of Dragonstone. And you imagine that's what ultimately turned the war in King Robert's favor.
So the current king right now is King Robert, right?
Yes,
Robert
King Robert
Baratheon.
Baratheon, the first of his
Oh,
name, protector of the realm, king of the Rhoynar, the First Men, and the Andals.
Titles.
With my character's history being closer to the fighting, would it be too much to say that there was a chance that that during the fighting I would have gotten injured? Or
No, you wouldn't have gotten very injured per se, because you were still coming up yourself. You are old enough to have been in fight, to have actually engaged in combat, but you would have been closer towards the back lines and the centers, so you wouldn't have been in the vanguard or anything.
that's what I wanted to know. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
I'm the only one old enough, as we discussed, to have actually fought in either one.
That is correct.
yeah.
But you know, squires and surprise fights be what they are.
Well, I kind of relay this information just because, small talk, chit chat while we're traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Probably best if you're going to keep that sword to remove the emblem of House Baratheon from it so that you don't get accused of stealing from another house.
Or
It
return it. We are going to King's Landing.
It is very common for officers or perhaps even just soldiers to have uh, swords, armor, or something emblazoned with the house they serve. That is very common practice in Westeros.
Except for me.
well,
I'm
if
different.
we want, we could. Well, we're going to King's Landing. We could still sell at the Smith weapon place
Yeah,
shop.
I could sell it to a blacksmith.
There we go. I
There
You
called
want
you
to
are.
immediately. I'm
sell?
sorry.
You want to sell the
I just
royal
blinked.
family's house's swords to a smith?
I was
They're
just
not their
saying.
swords anymore.
Also,
Besides, I'll just lump it in
Technically,
with
it
what
was
we
made
gathered.
before they became the royal family too.
there
Hey, this sword has a lot of value.
you could also donate it. You do know that good steel is always needed on the wall.
Fuck that. I need money.
Just saying. But
I
there,
don't care about swords, so I'm fine with whatever you do with it.
but the Street of Steel is a place in King's Landing where there are some very fine smiths, and who would probably take the swords off your hands and pay you for them. So, anything else, or are you all just continuing on for the day?
I think we're just continuing on with aside from small chit chat.
Perfect. So, in that case, as you all continue on, no, I just realized I do not have this image ready for you.
Oh,
Oops.
it
Oh,
happens.
Do, 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 do. Oop. Oop. File. Just to be safe. Uh-huh. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba. No, thank you. Oh, I do have it. I just didn't upload it. Okay.
Oh,
Upload, please. Um. do, 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 do. Aha, perfect. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Cleaning dishes with wubs.
I saw that video. That was actually kind of funny.
It's fucking hilarious. You actually, you guys continue on for the day, and well, sorry about that.
Well, that's fine. Keep it.
I would love to.
Just a quick reminder: the Squire's clothes we got from the bandits didn't quite fit Gavin yet, right?
They were a little big, but they still fit fairly well.
He's
He'll
9.
grow
He'll
into
grow
them,
into
remember?
them.
Yeah.
Within like 5 years, he'll grow out of them.
That is true too. So, as you all continue on for the day, you do notice smoke rising ahead. It is a column of grayish, blackish smoke, very much like that of a chimney.
Oh,
And as you near, it is well into dusk at this point, as you do find an inn.
oh, thank goodness.
And I will bring you to a new map. You have found yourself at Dag's Inn. This is just a general map.
I got the Squire session 2 or session 3.
Session 3.
Previous session. Is it already session 4 already?
Mm-hmm.
This is session 3 right here.
I thought
Oh,
this
is
was
it?
session 3.
It's episode
Yeah.
3, yeah.
Oh, my apologies. It is okay. So it is episode 3.
Okay, I thought I was like, oh shit, I gotta change my notes. I was doing something wrong. What
No,
I do?
no. It's all me. But the rest of the day went by uneventful, and you have now arrived at Dag's Inn.
Lucian will find will hop off his horse and look for somebody to take care of his horse.
Okay, you are able to find that someone.
Stable hand. There you go.
There is a stable boy, and he looks to be older than Davin, and he does come out and looks at all your horses in awe, and just smiles. "Can I take your horses, me lords?"
Can't do the same voice as Davin. You can't do this to me.
I have one generic stable boy voice. Leave me alone.
I love
I'll look at him
voice.
and I will reach into my pocket.
Lucian, hold up.
Showing that
Your microphone is crackling.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're roboting again, man.
It's all good. I got it, Vex.
Okay, there we go. Is that better?
Yes,
Yep.
it is. Thank you.
So I'll reach Lucian. I will reach into my pocket and obviously signifying that I have coins there, and ask him if any men have moved through here recently.
Roll a persuasion test. Bribe if you have it.
No, I do not have bribe. Okay, let me see. Persuasion. Here you go. 18 with 2 6s.
So, as he looks at you, you and a couple of your company do kind of look like knights. One of you very specifically does look like a knight because one of you is a knight. But he nods his head. Excuse me. "Yes, my lord. There was a lot of men here. There was a knight here, and he had a horse with him. And there was another man, Dan or Stan or something like that. He stopped by earlier this morning and asked if there were any horses for sale, but there weren't any, so he just continued. East on foot."
And is east where we're heading, or is east where we came from?
You're headed east. You're now at the point where you now need to head east along the King's Road to reach King's Landing.
Okay. And on this man, did you see any symbols?
On the stranger man, on the man who wanted to buy a horse? No. But there was a symbol on the knight.
Ooh, what was it?
Well, um,
Was
they
it a
start.
stag?
No stag. Um, he kind of looks a little nervous and a little shy, as if he probably shouldn't be talking out of turn.
Word. Won't tell anybody. This will just be just me and you, I promise.
Well, he was a knight too, me lord, and I don't want to get, and I don't, you know, it's bad manners to talk about knights. They so heroic and noble and everything.
Well, we're planning on going to King's Landing, where this night will be. I want to know if I can catch up with somebody who will keep me company while I'm on the road. I'm pretty sure he'll be very grateful to have company while he's traveling. Wouldn't you agree?
Go ahead and roll another persuasion test.
Okay.
Charm, if you have it.
Sure hope
No.
you do.
No,
Actually, I get it. Okay. Is this specifically a charm roll?
yes, it is.
I'm just curious how many dice he has for charm.
Because I'm Lucivius, I believe I get a negative to my charm.
0. He put it all in seduction.
Okay.
Really?
Wait, oops, I did that wrong. Yeah, when you're Lucivius, you get a negative to your charm. I think.
Damn.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that works since I'm talking to a kid. How would you word that, narrator?
You're a little creepy. You make it.
Okay.
You make it sound. You make it sound very not good.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
Candyman vibes.
I got an 11. I got an 11 with a 6.
That's pretty good.
My usual 4 dice, but yeah, it will do.
Oh, I'm very sorry. With lascivious, your first persuasion test in an intrigue must use seduce, and it's a -1 die on charm. So
Okay.
we'll keep that in mind for next time.
Okay. I rolled -2, so I mean, I guess you could just add one of the dice.
But what we will do is, he just kind of. He still looks a little nervous, but he had a fox on him.
Fox. Does that bring any recognition with Lucian?
Give me a second, and I will see.
I wrote this down actually.
That's right. It is not the first time you've heard about a fox knight. But go ahead.
I wrote in our notes the bandit camp. The bandits you were fighting worked for the fox.
That's correct.
Yeah, that is right, yeah.
Mhm.
This is
The
why I
note I
write a
found was
fuck ton of
signed
notes
from the
down.
fox. The
Cole-
note that I
Cole would
found was
know
signed
more.
by the fox.
Cole would know more.
He technically would, yeah.
Give me one. Well, you did grill him about information, and he said he didn't know the fox knight's name.
The Cole didn't
But
really know shit.
Yeah, Cole just knew what he was told to know.
what about Corvin?
Yeah.
Coven.
Corvin knew less than nothing, as he was basically doing as he was told.
Okay, so Cole knew the most, and he gave all we could. Okay.
And we killed the
You
two
can
that
roll
know the most.
either a knowledge education, or you can roll. I believe there's one other test you can roll. It would be breeding. Status.
That's under status.
I'm guessing both would give a different answer, right?
It's very likely.
Yeah, I would like to know about the house. Yeah, I'll go with breeding, status breeding for sure. this is like a house or anything.
There's a couple of houses that use foxes in their particular heraldry, so there's no real way to pin it down.
Okay. Ask the kid for any colors. Was the fox doing something specific?
Give me 1 second. No, he just says that it had a fox on it. And he doesn't really understand the different, what the different heraldic, gestures actually mean. So all he says is there was a fox on it.
Okay. I was asked like if was it making like a funny pose? Was it smiling? Stuff like that. But if he doesn't remember, that's fine.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't relay any information like that. Just that it was a fox.
Okay. Lucian will fish out 50 pennies, copper pennies.
That's a lot of
No,
pennies.
That is a
no,
lot
not
of pennies.
50. How much fucking
These are really
copper
good,
pennies
so
do I
that's
have?
pretty cool.
Oh, I only have 30. There you go. I'll give him 30 pennies.
He looks absolutely astounded, but it nods his head rapidly. Thank you, my lords.
Mhm. That's basically to pay for knowledge and to put up all of our horses.
Very well. Very generous of you.
That's literally nothing.
that it may be. But ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in our history, I'm going to pause. I'm going to actually stop the stream here for just a minute so we can take a quick 5-minute intermission as I have some things to do and get prepped for this next part. So just bear with us just a bit, and we'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Sorry for that quick pause there, but we are back and we are ready to go. Do not worry, my viewers of YouTube, is there will be one continuous video, but hopefully, but
Yeah, we
that is
haven't
the
got
plan.
to the cliffhangers yet, so
Yeah. But anyway, so as you all arrive and as you've all Lucian, you have paid 30 copper pennies to the boy here. You haven't even asked his name, I will say, but that's okay. You don't necessarily need his name. But he has told
He's a
you
peasant.
he has told you that there was a fox knight here, and he has told you that someone named Dan or Stan or something asked to buy a horse, but that there were none available. And so he continued towards King's Landing on foot.
Okay. You
So
should keep his mouth shut for now. He wouldn't tell anybody what he learned.
okay. So the rest of you ride up, and the stable boy is quick to handle your horses. However, your guards are quick to put your 2 prisoners in with one of the horses and chain them up.
That's valid as fuck.
I mentioned to one of the guards, give Corbin at least a little bit more food than the other guy. He's going to be working for us. He needs a little bit more strength. The other guy, you don't have to feed.
Is he working for us again? I didn't write that down.
Corbin's going to work for us as a trainer for our guards.
Oh, yeah!
That's what he bargained for his life.
Yes, that is correct.
And as I am left alone with the guards,
Yes.
I tell them ignore that and help me move all my shit real quick. And
So, as you go into the inn, I would like a quick reminder of what everyone's wearing. Boromir, let's start with you.
I am wearing. Where is this? Half plate.
And you're wearing traveling clothes underneath it.
More than likely, yeah.
Okay. And are you wearing your personal knightly crest in any way aside from on your shield, or are you wearing it? Are you wearing
Yeah.
a tabard with it?
I am wearing my the tabard. That's the cloth that goes over armor, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Yes, I'll be wearing that too.
Okay. And is it your personal crest or is it the Greenway crest?
It'll be my personal crest. I have been avid about myself not giving two crowds what people think of me.
All right. And Nicholas, are you wearing anything that shows your house crest anywhere?
I believe so.
You have a signet ring, yes, but anything more obvious than that?
Ooh. No.
Okay.
I just have fairly common travel clothes on with cloak, all that fun stuff.
Well, they're nobles traveling clothes, so they're of a higher quality.
Doesn't he have the heirloom on his person? The dagger?
No. He has a dagger. It's not an heirloom.
Mm-hmm.
But he did. He was examining the sword that you picked up. But again, you're not necessarily sure that's an heirloom per se.
Oh yeah, I made a joke after the session that I was carrying the heirloom.
Yeah, that's where it came from.
Everyone freaked the hell out.
Lucian. Same question. Are you wearing any heraldry, obvious, and in your face?
Lucian is traveling in his house colors doublet. It's a nice padded doublet for traveling, and it's sort of like protective armor for him, but it's still stylish. Azure blue, and he carries. It has his house's symbol on his left breast.
Okay.
So it's just imprinted on there. Finely sewn.
Okay. And Aiden, Bowen. Aiden first.
Aiden has common clothes, padded armor, I guess a gambeson, a crossbow, a dagger, and no symbols at all.
Alrighty. And Bowen.
I'm currently outside busy, but when I do arrive, I'm probably going to be bloody. I'm going to have hard leather on and
Why in the all hells are you bloody?
Because he's skinning a wolf.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm butchering it. I just have common clothes under it, albeit they're decent traveler's garb under it. I'm not wearing my common clothes right now.
Question. I know that he's out there skinning the wolf, right?
Yes.
I would like to fill a bucket with water and wait for him by the door.
Do not. Whatever you're about to do not.
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever you're about to do not.
You can fill a bucket and wait by the door as Lucian and the entourage go in. Your guards seem to be content to sleep outside, and they are likely going to take watches. They are wearing they're wearing a standard suit of armor for them, and they do have the house crest as little badges. The captain, however, actually wears it as a tabard over his clothes. Warwick doesn't have it on either, otherwise just a little badge. Kind of like Nicholas and Lucian.
Question. Would I be able to make a badge for my own personal crest to give to Davin?
Yes. You would likely have one on you. You could give it yours to him to wear.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
Aww.
So anyway,
My voice cracked.
as you guys enter the tavern. You are a large party, all things considered. And you see that this inn, this tavern, let me put on some more appropriate music. An oldie, but a goodie. There we go.
Nothing wrong with an oldie but a goodie.
Nope. But you do find yourself in the common room of Dag's Inn. This is the front door here. As you all enter inside, I'm going to roll something real quick. Rocks fall, you all die. Game over. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
No, I'm just kidding. But
He's gone.
shush. You do find that there are a few people here in this inn. Not quite as a few more than most people or most inns. This place is rather homely. You see, there is a fat, ruddy man far past his prime, moving out of a kitchen, you imagine, and setting out trays of roasted meats as well as other food items, where a maid, a small mousy lass, who looks to be about 14, is moving about, taking it to various places. You also notice a woman behind the bar who is as fat as the man who comes out of the kitchen. And she looks to be quite surly in a disposition. You also notice that there's a one-eyed man who is massive. He's kind of shaped like a barrel in that he's fat and chunky.
That's descriptive.
Look,
I'm loving this.
I know I still have both eyes right now, but you don't need to describe me.
Anyway. But
I don't think you're shaped like a barrel.
there's one or two other patrons, nobody really of note.
Has Bowen made his way towards the door yet?
No,
Take
because this
music.
is gonna take a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And Bowen, go ahead and roll me a survival check to do this skinning. Yeah, survival check, please.
Okay.
I
Straight
just like
survival.
to imagine
Yeah,
that
just
the whole
straight
bar is
survival.
looking at Boromir, being like, what the fuck is he doing with that bucket of water by the door?
Your guards don't really care. Your other guards just let Boromir be Boromir.
18.
Okay. Yeah, you do make decent work of this, butchering it and skinning it.
And then I need the guards, like I said, to help me pick up all the crap off the horse because it's going inside in my room. The loot, I mean, not the animal. That's all going to the kitchen.
Okay.
Take the equipment inside so it's not on the horses.
Well, take his spoils of war anyway. So you do notice that the woman at the bar, behind the bar, looks at you. Oi, welcome to Dag's Inn.
I love her.
And suddenly we're in Tortuga.
What's the description of her again?
Oh, you're cutting again.
Yeah,
Robot.
You're doing that fuzzy thing. She is a very fat lady who looks to be very surly and well worn, time-wise.
Okay.
That's got to be one of the worst, roughest fucking descriptions I've heard of a person. Poor old lady.
Yep.
This flaw is fucking hilarious. Okay. Shin would approach her, obviously, like he always does with almost every woman he sees, and lean a bit on the counter. Give her a smile and say, me and my companions here will be riding out of here soon. Do you have any rooms open?
Are you trying to be seductive?
Please don't. I'm pretty sure she's married.
Kind of has to be though with that lascivious trait, doesn't he?
Yeah,
The first
kind of.
roll's always got to be seductive.
Yep, the first roll of persuasion always has to be seductive. So the question is he trying to be persuasive and seductive, or is he just having a regular conversation?
Okay, things take time, people. It's not like, I'm not trying to seduce her yet.
Okay.
But I'm asking her if she
Married
got any
in the
rooms.
kitchen.
Asking her if she
You're
got
the
any
one who
rooms.
leaned in. You're
She
the one who
looks
leaned in and got
over your
leaned.
shoulder to your group. I've got some, but not quite enough for the lot of yous to be in luxury, so to speak, my lord.
I don't mind sharing a bed. And I'll look at her.
There you go. Roll that seduction.
Guys, come on. I know what I'm doing here. Let me take, it's an intricate process.
You're trying to
It's
sleep with the
smooth
guy.
as
You're
butter.
trying to sleep with the cook's wife.
So,
You get
17 with 2 6s. This is fucking attractive. Fucking benefit hasn't done shit for me yet.
Yeah, because you got blue balled to the last hit.
You technically
Well-
got it again.
No, it just makes me reroll ones on any persuasion test, basically.
But so as you look at her, she kind of just looks at you. Firstly, I'm married. Secondly, I wouldn't share the bed with the likes of your kind anyway. She she goes, if you want to stay in the rooms, it's 5 coppers per head. That includes meals.
Oh, you hurt me deeply. But thank you. Yes, we will take all the rooms you have available.
You deserve that.
Oh, that was
I'm
good.
sorry.
So it's 25 copper pennies for everyone to stay. Or, excuse me, 30, because you have Warwick here.
Warwick and
Oh,
Yeah.
the squire doesn't get a room. So, is it still that much?
Warwick is 30 because it's 5 for each of you, and there's 5 player characters, and then
Oh, okay.
Warwick.
You're talking about player characters. Gotcha, okay.
5 player characters.
Okay.
Davin.
If you want to pay for Davin, then it's 5 copper pieces there, Boromir.
I'll be paying for Davin.
Yep.
I'm not gonna let him sleep.
How many coppers is in a stag again?
It's like 11.
There's a conversion rate on your character sheet
Uh,
where your items are.
My bird, I'm sorry. He's having a tantrum.
Oh, one stag is 56 pennies. How many copper was it?
30 for everyone.
I just hand her a silver stag.
1 gold dragon is 210 stags, which is 11,760.
I feel
Yeah,
stupid.
I just hand her a silver stag, which is enough to pay for all of us.
She takes it and nods her head, and you notice that her disposition kind of seems to lighten a bit as she just nods. Thank
I
you,
give her a nod and
lords.
I find a quiet spot, probably in the corner, just to watch.
You can actually move your token and place it somewhere on the map. Just click and drag your name onto the map, and you'll be able to do that just fine.
This is the front door?
That is correct. That is the front door.
Alright.
So yeah, I just find
Those
me a
of you
spot in that
who
corner
aren't
there.
in the tavern yet can go ahead and put yours like down here at the bottom. That would be Bowen and Boromir.
Thank you for the rooms. When you come over to my table, I would love to hear the menu you have available here.
Gianna will be over soon.
Could I hear him from the door?
I'm sorry.
No?
I'm really stupid. My token isn't coming in.
I was gonna say if I could hear him from the door, I was gonna be like, she's not on the menu.
Lucian would go and sit with Aiden.
Okay.
Actually, are any guards coming in here? We have our guards.
No, all your guards are outside, setting up tents for them and the servants.
I tend to always be with Aiden, though.
Warwick is going to join you guys.
Okay.
Do you have a picture for Warwick?
Huh?
Do you have a picture for Warwick?
There was one posted. I don't know if it actually made its way into Roll20 as of just yet.
I can't. Yeah, I don't have GM
drawing
privileges,
of-
so I can't throw
Yeah.
anything on here.
I have not posted it yet, but
He also did our sister and mom, and I think also our dad.
Yeah, I did everybody. It's in one of the damn.
resources has everyone but the mother, dad, sister, and little brother.
Fuck! I didn't fucking put it in here. Shit.
You didn't.
I'll
It's
be
fine.
honest, like, Dad be looking kind of fine though.
Well, yeah, he's
You said
not
what?
their father is not an ugly man.
I see where Nicholas gets it.
Their sister is the real beauty around here.
Honestly,
I mean,
yeah.
And
Lucian's
she's
okay.
only 14.
If
He's
I
only
was
14. She's got some more years.
If I had silver hair and could actually tan, I could almost pull that off. But I don't have silver hair and I burn like a motherfucker.
Probably. But anyway, so I would like everyone in the tavern to go ahead and roll me an awareness empathy check.
Would Davin be in there, or would he be with me?
Davin's with you.
See.
I didn't do so good.
Yeah, Nicholas is oblivious.
That might actually be a crit fail.
That was bad.
Nicholas, you everybody in
I'm
here is really
reading.
friendly, and it's really nice atmosphere, and you're quickly bored and pull out a book. Aiden, you, however, pick up on something. Everyone in here is watching you and your group cautiously.
Mhm.
As you sit down, however, the regular din of the conversation resumes, and you can hear several different side conversations.
Now, I'm just going to eavesdrop as best I can and keep a close watch on anyone who comes in.
Roll awareness notice, please. Bowen, at this point, you and two of the guards are moving stuff to the inn and inside of it, so that you can go up to your room and store your valuables, as well as bring the wolf meat.
As Bowen gets towards the front door, I look at the two guards with him, kind of like motion for them to like step away for a little bit.
Do not.
And as he gets right close to the door,
do not.
You realize this is going to end bad.
Water bucket.
You're throwing a bucket of water on Bowen.
He's covered in blood. You think that?
Fair enough.
I
just want the order of events to be very clear.
Yeah, well, we predicted a character death today. We just didn't know it was going to be you.
All right, let's go.
So Bowen, go ahead and roll me a. Let's see. Agility dodge at a -1 penalty.
I don't think I rolled that right.
Oh my god.
No, you rolled that right.
Did you? How many dice do you get for a dodge roll?
I get
no,
3.
that didn't correctly.
Yeah.
That didn't roll correctly.
Yeah,
He has to
you didn't
re-roll
do
that.
that right.
And that didn't roll correctly.
do you actually have any points in dodge?
It shouldn't matter if he has dodge or not. You should roll the agility thing no matter what, even if you don't have any bonus dice in it. That is literally, fuck you. We're just going to add nothing. You kind of just fucked him.
Yeah.
So I think you might need to roll that.
Yeah, just roll straight agility for me.
Because they get a 3, no matter what, you would have to get a 1. And there's no red border around that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's signal.
I just hit it. Hang on. I'll try to be weird now. All right.
That's
12,
better.
but -1. So.
Yeah, so I'm
Fuck,
going.
it didn't do it.
Yeah, no, it
I think
didn't.
you take off the 6. I think you just take off the 6. So it's,
Yeah,
you roll 6,
I
basically.
plan to do that.
Yeah, I took out the 6, so that's still a 6, though.
Yeah.
It's just terrible.
Pretty much.
Hey, it's better than the fucking weird-ass 3 that we got somehow.
You're not wrong.
I don't even understand what I did wrong there.
If you actually,
didn't do nothing.
so if you don't have a specialty but you roll it, it's very persnickety, and for some reason, it will just roll one die.
Okay.
I don't know why it did that. It's
I
odd.
think we noticed it.
But so splash. You managed to dodge most of it. But it doesn't get in your face. But your chest and parts of your legs are wet. The blood is washed somewhat from your armor.
Alright. So he does realize what this is going to mean. So he's just going to end up with a broken nose.
Okay, you're going to try and punch Boromir?
Not try. His face is unprotected, so it's just a straight fighting roll, in my opinion.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll a fighting roll.
So yeah.
That is better than your combat defense.
But that's 2 6s and 2 4s.
Yeah, but go ahead and roll an agility dodge test there, Boromir, if you would be so kind. Because I assume you don't.
That you're in armor, so you're gonna have negative.
I don't assume you let him punch you in the face.
I don't really want to be punched in the face, but I also didn't want him walking into the place with blood on him, so I was more.
Yeah, I get you.
Stupid games, stupid prizes, though, man.
Yeah, play stupid games, get stupid prizes. That was pretty stupid.
So it is. So you do get punched in the nose. You're able to not break your nose.
That's what I was going for. I was like,
but
right,
it's a solid thwack.
But it's not going to stop. So.
Oh, you're not stopping?
It's breaking his nose. I know when I break somebody's nose.
So you're going to try to keep hitting him until you break his nose? Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh my.
It's not trying.
Okay. So go ahead and make another fight test, and Boromir, you can make another dodge test. And then Boromir, if you wanted to fight back, you certainly can.
I'm guessing the rest of us. Guessing the rest of us would notice this, right?
Not really, because they haven't made a sound. They're just punching
That's
each other.
That's the front door, right?
Let's see.
The door is closed.
Okay,
there's no windows.
Okay. That's where I was confused. I thought he was walking in, and then he threw it to him when he opened the door. Okay, so they're outside. All right.
Fighting with,
it's fine. This is funny.
This is considered bludgeoning, right?
No, it's just fighting or brawling.
Yeah, it's brawl. It would be. I think there's a one to cover it specifically. I think it's brawling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be brawling if you were. Roll a dodge test, Bowen.
The fuck was with my dodge rolls today?
Blah!
Whack.
Yeah. So the two of you trade a couple of blows, and then the captain of the guard clears his throat. Sirs, this is a bad idea.
Me kind of holding his tabard. He started.
I don't wear a tabard,
Yeah, you're kind of
and I did not start this.
Holding the like cuff of his leather
yeah.
vest piece like a football player.
Oh yeah, you guys are like holding on to each other at this point. But you said he started it, and Bowen says I did not.
And while he's distracted,
all right, go ahead. Sure, go ahead and roll a agility dodge test, Boromir, with a -1 penalty, because he's sucker punching you. Yeah, so he does hit you, and does hit you pretty good. And at this point, again, the guard captain clears his throat. Do I have to tell the lords that you are incapable of handling yourselves like proper men-at-arms for House Greenway?
no. You can try, though.
He, raises a brow.
I'm just going to do an athletics and just shove Boromir away from me.
I was about to do the same thing to you.
Roll it! Opposing athletics!
Oh my gosh, you two.
Ah, you fucking 14s.
Why do we have a brawl? Stop it!
Alright.
Oh, wait. I win, but I forgot something. I could have just used Blood of the Ironborn to fucking crit you.
Yeah, you could have, but you forgot that.
Yeah, it wasn't really worth it.
True. But, so, you both push each other. Boromir, you don't go near as far as
You got it backwards there,
Bowen, because you're into a wall already. You were standing to the side of the door, so you were pretty close to the wall. Bowen, you do take some steps back, and nearly trip over the stuff that you dropped in order to engage in this bout of fisticuffs.
Chief, I think you're wrong there. 14 beats 10.
I was against the wall.
It does, but Boromir is
getting
against
2
a wall.
ones.
Yeah, Boromir's against a wall. You slammed him into the wall, and it hurts. But you also got some ones there. But no, you clearly came out the better end of this. It's
I'm pretty
positioning
sure
more than
Nicholas hears
anything.
this now, right?
Oh yeah, you all heard the slam against the wall. It was not.
All right.
It was not gentle. But
All right.
Bowen, you're able to recover quicker. As Boromir's bell is ringing slightly due to combination
Alright.
sucker punch and hitting a wall.
All right, Nicholas stands up. He walks over to them, trying to
Walks over to the door that is still closed.
walks over.
What do you want me to roll?
Go.
To do what?
I'm trying to see if I'm actually going to let this go as a character or not.
No,
Uh,
time out now.
Hold on. Because this is happening in a split second. So I am going to have you roll me a will check. With 1 benefit die.
1 benefit, so...
Yeah, one plus.
So that would be a 9 then.
You rolled a 1 on that other die?
2 4. So...
Oh no, you're adding
Roll
another d6.
Oh, I'll just roll another d6. Hang on.
Yeah. A 10.
10. Not much better.
But here's a couple things you know, Bowen. 1, Boromir, despite your grievances between each other and your petty squabbling now, you're both warriors of some respect. That's number 1. Number 2 is that he can give as good as he gets. This isn't the first time you've squabbled, and this isn't the first time you've had a fist fight. Not by a long shot. You do know that he is not necessarily Greenlander. He is of the Stormlands and of the North. And there is a healthy animosity / grudging respect between the Iron Islands and the men of the North. The First Men are a worthy foe, as it's often said. But you also know that if you continue this, the guard captain will step in, and he is not an average soldier, and may or may not thwack you both with his spear, which he does have. So those are the things you know as it goes through your head. You also know that if you continue the squabble, you're going to ruin not only the wolf pelt, but the meat as well, because it's going to be left in the mud and dirt.
It's a fair point.
Boromir will just offer out a hand. Truce.
You also came out the better of this squabble this time.
Yeah. Pick up the wolf pelt and the meat, and we'll call it good.
Are you asking me to pick it up?
Yes,
I did fucking stutter.
Alright, well, I kind of deserve that after drenching you in water.
We'll figure out in the melee who walked away.
So, Nicholas, you open the door as you see, as you see Bowen approaching the door, about to open it himself. And you see Boromir picking things up.
I close the door behind me so the people in the bar or tavern in the inn do not hear. And I'm like, what the hell was that?
7 hells.
What in the 7 hells was that?
A friendly brawl.
You don't do that. You don't do that in front of everyone in an inn.
Nobody saw us do it.
I was on the other side of the bar, and I heard you guys. If you're gonna act like animals, I'm gonna make you guys sleep out in the stables.
All right, so
Do you understand me?
What were you saying, Bowen?
So we all know the Skinner gif with groundskeeper Willie, so that's pretty much just what happened here.
Yeah. But you have both been dressed down by the Lord. Are either of you going to say anything?
He started it.
You were covered in blood.
I clap my hands together and I go,
I'm courtesy to wash
if you act like animals, you're gonna sleep in the fucking stable bar. You understand me? I bleeded right there at the end, sorry.
I'd actually like you, Nicholas, to roll a persuasion test. If you have it... I'm not even going to finish that sentence. Just roll a persuasion test.
Can't read what it says yet.
14. Bowen and Boromir, what is your intrigue defense?
Mine's like intrigue defense.
It's on your intrigue and combat section.
9.
Okay. And
7, it looks like.
Okay. You are both. You don't like getting a dressing down from anyone, specifically Nicholas, and he's actually trying to show some authority as the heir apparent. And he actually did a fairly good job, as both of you just kind of understand that, yeah, you probably shouldn't behave that way where witnesses can hear or see you. So, you're both a little cowed. Not by much, but a little.
We are going to the King's Landing where there's a tournament, and if I lost my train of thought there. Sorry, out of character.
We get it. We'll finish this bout when we get to the tournament.
Yes, do that. Do all this at the tournament, not here.
There's an
If
idea.
if I see this again, we're stables. Okay, we good?
Right.
We good?
No witnesses.
No witnesses.
No witnesses.
I
All right,
love
fine.
it. No witnesses. Got it.
He points at Bo and specifically like, no witnesses. And we go back inside.
So Lucian and Aiden, both of you heard Nicholas's little tirade. Because he was not being quiet.
Lucian would be smiling and laughing because he finds Nicholas's attempts at being authoritative hilarious. Because every time he speaks, he always has that stutter. It just cuts all the tension for Lucian. So that's why he never takes Nicholas ever seriously. Because every time he tries to get tough, there's just a stutter somewhere. So he's smiling, not really caring. And if either of those two rip their heads off, he doesn't really care. So just start drinking and enjoying themselves.
True heir to the throne now, isn't it?
We don't have a throne.
Seat is the word you're looking for.
Noble house. I keep fucking up, okay? I have no coffee. It's 12. I don't have caffeine.
Anyway, Aiden, what do you think about all that you've heard? Uh-oh. Aiden's muted.
He told us he had to step away for a bit.
Oh, okay. I did not see that. My apologies.
Oh, damn. He didn't get to hear any of it.
So basically, while that was happening outside, Lucian would basically just order some wine for him and Warwick to sip, and he'd basically just be talking to his little brother. That's mainly what he'd be doing.
Before I go inside with Bo and I look at him like, your right hook's getting sloppy.
I'm fucking so tempted right now.
Again, no witnesses. But as
that's
hold on,
a playful jest.
Yeah, but Lucian, Warwick actually kind of like pays attention to the tirade that's going on outside, and you see him kind of sit there and tilt his head as if he's thinking about something. But he says nothing about it and simply just goes back to having a conversation with you. The girl comes over to your table, takes the order for the wine, and she does say, "Welcome to Dag's Inn. Dag's currently got a roasted meat on the menu as his specialty." And she kind of looks around. That's all he can really cook. He's pretty shit at everything else. But we also have a very fine ale on tap, or we do have a couple summer wines.
Ooh. How about two summer wines for myself and my brother? And what do you think, Warwick? Some meats?
He nods. I like meat.
You guys have any cheese on hand as well?
Oh yeah, we got cheese. Sharp or mild?
We'll take sharp.
Excellent. I also bring you a loaf of brown bread.
Oh, thank you very much.
And she smiles, curtsies, gives Warwick a little wink, and then scurries off.
I mean,
you should instantly look at Warwick.
I mean, she is closer to Warwick's age than she is to Lucian's.
This is true.
That is true.
Yeah, Lucian would instantly look at Warwick and have like a little devilish smirk on his face.
You notice that Warwick is actually not even paying attention to her, and is instead it seems to be looking up at the ceiling in thought as he sips at his well, he's not sipping yet, but he is like stroking his chin. Hey, you imagine if he had a beard, he'd be stroking it too, but he seems to be thinking.
Warwick.
What?
Were you not paying attention?
To what?
The little barmaid over there. She gave you a wink. You have to be, aware of these things. Becoming a man.
Well, being that father sent me here to be betrothed to a noble, it seems like it would be a bad idea for me to have a tryst with a common small folk woman. I mean, no
In
offense to the small
practice,
folk.
practice is everything, Warwick. You need to know this. How many times do I have to tell you? You and your brother don't understand this. Practice is everything.
I don't want the reputation of being a whore.
You wouldn't get a reputation as that. You'll get the reputation of a man who knows how to swoo any woman that's attractive. Shows that you have confidence and that you don't see the lower class as anything but people. That you're even willing to put your noble body with theirs. A sign of respect.
To imagine Nicholas comes back to the table at this time.
So,
This is happening while you were yelling at
yeah,
them.
this is
Oh,
happening
really?
while you're outside with your tirade. But but she does come back in. Warwick looks at her, and he asks her name, and she tells you that her name is Gianna Rivers. And then he takes
I haven't
her
been long
hand
enough
in
to
both of
know.
his and begins to recite in High Valyrian something. You don't speak High Valyrian. But
Did not care to learn it.
yeah, but it sounds beautiful, flowery, elegant. And when he finishes, he gives her a wink and just blows her a kiss, and she kind of walks away a little weirded out because she understood none of that. But she does have a bit of blush on her face from his non-translation needed gestures, to which he simply looks back at you and says, I can woo any woman I want.
That was impressive, little brother. That was impressive, I must say. But I'm guessing you said something very unattractive with those words, didn't you?
No, I recited a bit of poetry about how her eyes and her hair reminded me of the beautiful summer grasses.
Just
That's a step.
just a side note. He's a bastard born.
Yeah. They
Doesn't
all
mean
know that.
shit.
Well, actually, it does.
Oh.
Her last name's Rivers. She's a bastard of the Riverlands.
Mm-hmm.
I caught that.
Yeah.
I just didn't say anything.
But anyway.
I wasn't paying attention to that.
Yeah. But he just shrugs. Wooing women isn't hard. It's just a matter of knowing the right words.
I never said wooing them is hard. It's to know what you're doing once you lay with them.
Knowing what you're doing isn't that difficult either. Sex is to produce heirs, not for playtime.
You have much to learn. You have much to learn. You are far too young.
Frank,
you think your future wife would only want to lay with you just to judge her out every 9 months? No. Sometimes you would want to do that because you guys are attracted together and you have to know what you're doing.
Well, why wouldn't I wait to learn it from my wife?
You're still a boy. You have much to learn. It's fine, works.
Sip your wine. He rolls his eyes at you and just sips his wine. Whatever. And it's at this point now that Nicholas, Bowen, and Boromir all enter.
Aiden's back.
No worries. Aiden. There was a bit of byplay between Warwick and his brother Lucian. It's clear that Warwick thinks of Lucian's behaviors as whorish, and he prefers to woo women with flowery words and flattery. Also seems to be a very monogamous kind of person. But you heard Nicholas go on a little tirade and actually try to show some backbone as the heir apparent. What would Aiden think about that?
He'd definitely be proud of Nicholas standing up to his brother.
No, he actually
no, I
sorted
was.
out Bowen and Boromir.
Oh no,
Oh,
I bitched at Bowen and Boromir.
yeah, I
didn't
heard
fight
that part. That was right before I had to leave.
Yeah.
them.
So, what did
No,
you
I'm
think about that?
definitely proud of Nicholas for standing up.
Mhm.
Yay.
I think Boromir and Bowen are basically children in men's bodies. And I agree with Warwick that Lucian's a bit of a man whore.
Do you say
Because
as much?
none of them are wrong.
Do you say as much, or do you just simply
Oh
keep
no,
that to
I'm just
yourself?
sitting in the back smirking.
Do roll me an awareness notice check though, because I
Alrighty.
will have you notice some other things that are going
Because
on.
I'm a
Awareness
man that
notice.
enjoys carnal pleasures. I'm
Yes,
suddenly a
yes.
whore.
You're a whore. We get it.
You're a whore.
That's okay. Be a hoe, but don't lie about being a hoe.
We understand you emulate the Red Viper. We get it.
Yes.
As I pass by the tavern, I.
Give me 1 second, please, Boromir, because there is
You all right?
something Aiden's doing.
We get it.
Right.
We eat more carpet than a rug after.
Aiden, you hear a pair of men at this next table who have been kind of eyeing you up. You do see them and you hear them say, "Oh, I think those are the ones we were warned about. Yeah, it must be them. They got that symbol and everything. Can you believe that people are allowed to just do things like that? It's their nobility. They get away with all kinds of stuff. Yeah, well, I hear that House Danet's not going to put up with it for long."
Uh-huh.
And that's the conversation you heard. Now, Boromir and Bowen, as you're walking past the bar, Boromir, you were saying?
Do I know Bowen's favorite drink?
Bowen, what is your favorite drink?
He does not know. I'll answer that.
There you go. What you do know is that you both drink ale, you both drink wine, you both drink.
I drink casually.
Bowen, are you a heavier drinker than most, or are you a normal drinker?
Hello.
Ah, silence.
Normal for Iron Islanders. I don't think I hit the right button that time. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay.
So, Boromir, you know he drinks slightly more than you do. Because you are a normal drinker for both a Stormlander and a Northman. So you drink far more than most people, but not quite as much as Bowen.
I look at the lady at the bar, and I gesture over to Bowen. Get him a small keg of the strongest ale you got.
She kind of looks at him and then just nods her head. Aye, we could do that.
And I put a silver stag on the table because I'm pretty sure that'll cover it.
She scoops it up and says nothing, but just nods. It's at this point she looks over at you, Bowen. Oi, you're not bringing all that dead animal in my establishment to hang to dry, are you?
I mean, if you want it to smoke or that, or you want to throw it in the pot, that's up to you.
You's offering us to have a chance to cook with it.
I only need the heart.
The heart?
Yeah, this thing.
Is it still beating?
No, he
I
squeezes
squeezed it for effect.
Yep. You want to eat that?
You've never had seasoned wolf heart, have you?
No, I haven't.
And I look over at Boromir. Most people of the north and the south haven't eaten a wolf's heart.
Most people of the south, anyway.
I wasn't raised in the North.
That is true. So you do know that most people in the South haven't. A lot of animal hearts actually do go to waste, the exceptions being sheep and beef.
Would I have gone hunting at any point and
Oh, yes.
been subject to eating the heart of my first kill?
No, that's not normally a tradition in the Reach. Certainly not a tradition in the Stormlands. It would be one in the North,
Not enough.
but
Yeah, not from the North.
right. But I do include it because half of your lineage is.
I just look over at Bowen and like, you're correct. I haven't had one, but I'm willing to try.
Try another day.
Now, I'll just carve one out of an alpha at some point.
That is far more than most people. Most people aren't willing to try it. But the bar woman nods her head. Oi, Dags! Get out here! And the cook kicks open the door. What do you want, wife?
Somebody!
And she goes, we got meats. And this customer here wants that hot cooked. And he thinks a minute. Roasted heart. All right. And he holds out his hand for the, food stores.
I just give it to him.
He takes it. His apron's already bloodied and shit, so he cares not. And it's all right. It'll be done and brought to your table over there by the fire there. And he just ponders back in. And she just shakes her head. Oi, me mother always told me to marry someone with class, and I married a former sellsword. Ah, well.
He's a former sellsword, is he?
Oi, Dags was a fine fighter back in the day, but he's turned out to be a good husband and a better cook.
Has he considered going to the tournament?
Oh, he's far past his prime. He knows better than that. Tourneys is for the young men, see?
I look over at Bowen, say nothing, look back.
It's a lie.
I mean...
You are still considered young men, all things considered.
What is he, like 60?
No.
Barristan Selmy is, and he still goes to tournaments.
Well, this is true.
Because that's Barristan fucking sell me. That's why.
That is also a point. Is Barristan fucking Selmy is considered by many to be the greatest swordsman in the Seven Kingdoms, and there is a goddamn reason for that.
Because he goes to tourneys and keeps his skills up.
There's also some argument and dispute that Eddard Stark is probably one of the greatest swordsmen in the Westeros, but no one who is alive has seen him fight to tell the tale, except Robert Baratheon, who says nothing on the matter. Only that he knows Eddard Stark holds Winterfell by right of fiat and as well as appointment. So take that for what you will.
Oh, he won it in a duel then?
Oh.
He won it in like a duel?
No. That was a way ancestor who took the Bear Islands in a wrestling match, but kind of a duel. But no, Eddard Stark is by far considered to be a great swordsman, but nobody has seen him fight who's still alive. With the exception of Robert Baratheon and maybe a handful of soldiers, but none of them are talking about it.
Ooh, would he be at the tournament?
Theoretically, he would be. You're not sure?
I want to talk to him. I want to talk to Boromir.
It's Eddard Stark, you jackass. But anyway.
He's always going to be Boromir to me.
I get it. But anyway. So, As you rejoin your entire group, Bowen and Boromir, go ahead and roll me a notice awareness test, please.
Bad. Several people fire.
13.
Just straight notice. All right. 2 1s. I don't think I noticed anything, considering I'm probably mending my half-broken nose.
Yeah, you and Davin holds up a rag to you that you put on your nose as you crunch it into place, and you do hear some crunching. Not broken, but definitely injured.
Knocked out of place a little bit.
Bowen, you hear a man talking to the guy who's as big as a barrel and missing one eye. You hear a man talking to him. You see those ones in the corner there? And the guy looks back, munching on a leg of some animal. Yeah, what about 'em? I hear they's the ones what's killing the small folk for that Danit fellas that came through. You don't say. Couple of them don't look like much. Not killers. And then he actually notices you, Bowen, and you, Boromir, and he nods. But them's two could be killers. That one's got the iron about him.
I notice him and I just stare him and nod at him.
And he nods back.
And I kind of give a tilt to have him come over and talk to me, so I tilt my head to the right, see if he gets up.
He actually gestures to the spot that the other guy's sitting in because he has decided to be elsewhere.
Okay. And I heard what they said, correct?
You did hear that, yes, your group is being accused, or someone is spreading a rumor that you're killing small folk.
All right, I go over and deal with him. I'm going to talk.
So you sit down across from him, and he nods. Name's Gareth. What's yours? Oh, excuse me. No, yeah, Gareth.
Gareth, I'm Bowen, son of Bjornwolf. Now, can I do a check on this guy? He lost his eye from something, right? Is this a guy maybe that fought?
Go ahead and roll me. Yeah, go ahead and roll me awareness test. Just straight awareness for this.
No.
I mean, it's a lost eye. It could be from anything. Although he's as big around as a barrel, so you don't know how much fighting he could have actually survived. But maybe he wasn't always as fat as he is now. But he's definitely big.
Dummy sick.
Being as delicate as I can, Gareth. Were you always this fat before you lost the eye, or was that after?
Roll a persuasion test.
Yeah, that went about as well as I thought it would.
To which he just leans in and looks at you. I may be fat and missing an eye, but at least I ain't going around killing small folk like some kind of up-jumped cut puss.
What point is there to kill small folk?
I don't know, Reaver.
I was a Reaver long before you were... Oh, wait, am I older than this guy?
No, this guy is older than you.
You're older than me, so you know a bit more stories, but I'll have you know I fought on the right side on the wars. And the rebellions.
And he kind of smirks and chuckles. The right side's the winning side, or as I like to call it, the easy side.
Ironmaker didn't think it was so easy.
Anyways, what brings you out this way?
I couldn't help but overhear you guys spewing your shit, and I decided to set you straight. I don't know a house, Dagnet. and you'll let me finish speaking.
Hmm.
I don't know a
Well,
house Dagnet. I'm not a Greenlander. I don't kill peasants because they have nothing and they're not skilled fighters. What reason do I have to be with a group that would kill small folk? That's stupid, as you are large.
Hmm. Last I checked, Ironborn don't need no reason to reave and rape and pillage.
You're thinking of Aaron's lot.
Oh, you telling me you some kind of Ironborn with a conscience?
Man's got to have a code.
Aye, but Iron Men aren't men. They's reavers and rapers.
And thus starts the bar fight.
It's very possible.
I already beat the shit out of one Stormlander and Northerner today.
Oi!
If you're gonna keep spewing your shit about me killing worthless small folk, who I go out of my way to help, I help children, fishermen, and whores. And the occasional checks my notes. Cripples. Cripples.
He
I
holds
have no
he holds up one hand. Oi, first things first. I ain't saying you's done it, but if anyone in this tavern has the look of someone who would, it's you. Second, I listen to everything, but I don't necessarily agree with it. Got it?
Who
So
told
do
you
you
this
not listen
shit?
to
Which one of
Nicholas
your
chewing his ass
friends?
out?
I don't have many friends around these parts.
That explains why.
Which one of these people was spewing this guff to you, and who spread it?
It wasn't me spewing it, nor one of my friends, although some uppity noble came in here. Some Dannit fellas, I think is his name. Anyway, he came in here and was spouting off about how these people murdered some of his small folk and how he was going to make them pay and face the king's justice, was waving around a shield or something. I don't know. I wasn't here for that. That's just what I heard.
How far ahead of us is he? We could probably sort this out. We've got 2 prisoners from somebody who cut up a boy.
I don't know. I just got in about 2 hours ago, and this is the rumors that have been circulating. Although I
We've
was here yesterday when that Fox Knight was around.
Fox Night. Oh, that's
Yeah.
the thing.
Oh, is it?
What, does he have a fox for a helmet or some stupid shit? These
No.
knights are so fucking dumb.
Well, I don't disagree with you there. But I'll tell you what. You buy me a couple rounds of ale, and maybe I tell you something.
Well, he gestures. That northerner that I beat the shit out of's got me a keg on the way. You can have some of that.
To which the woman does bring over a small keg and places it on the table with a mug.
Oh, I was gonna do it with the.
To which he nods. All right.
I
Well,
hear him talking shit about me.
roll an
Yeah,
aware.
I'm not fucking hiding it.
Yeah, so yeah, you can kind of hear. You can hear it.
I kind of scream across the bar. You didn't beat the shit out of me. I gave as good as I got.
Stables.
To which Gareth just nods his head as he pours himself a mug. Well, the Fox Knight, no, he's just got a fox for, them fancy drawings that knights put on themselves. He's a humorless old middle-aged fellas. It doesn't look like he'd set foot in a tap room, a religious type. He was hiring out for a easy job, though. I was interested, but I didn't really trust the fella. Kind of fishy.
All right.
the fox thing emblemed on his armor?
He just says he has a fox thing on his armor.
Ugh.
Yeah, we're not getting more than that, I don't feel like, until we find this dude if he shows up. So what was the job?
I don't know. It was an easy job. Fucker said he didn't need me. Like, I ain't good for work.
I withhold my comments right now.
Fucking valid.
Did you ever do any fighting?
I didn't lose this kissing me mother. Although maybe I could have.
Again, I withhold my comments. Well, who all hired Juan with him?
Oh, I don't know much about who actually got hired. He looks around and he seems to think for a minute. She'd know. And he points to Gianna as she runs over to the to your party's table, bringing roasted meats and a wheel of cheese and a loaf of bread. And Meg there, Meg Moleskin, Dag's wife, she'd know something about him.
What about the guy that was over here talking with you? What about him?
Oh, him? He ran out the door. I don't know where he's off to.
But was he one of the guys, you think?
Nah, he didn't get hired by that guy. He's just he's some farmer's kid. Likes to talk stories and tell tall tales, but he's harmless. He's part of why stories get around so fast in this parts. Can't keep his goddamn mouth shut.
On the one hand, I'm debating running out and shooting him in the ankle. On the other, you just talk to the bar lady. Choices. Alright. If I have any more questions, one of my party will talk to you. And I go over and just talk directly to the bar lady.
And it's at this point that we are going to wrap up our tale for the day. So, our wonderful group of companions, our House Greenway, has fended off some wolves, discovered a murder of 5 men in a camp, have started to uncover the rumors of them killing small folk, and has made their way to Dag's Inn a few short days outside of King's Landing for the big tournament that King Robert Baratheon is holding. What will be in store next? Well, who frickin' knows? We'll find out, maybe, next time. But anyway, guys and gals, I would like to thank you all so much for watching and making us a part of your Sunday morning. I would like to thank my fantastic cast of characters, who I will now introduce. We have Mr. Emil playing Nicholas, the heir apparent to House Greenway.
I keep saying throne. I'm sorry. I'll get it right next time.
We have Jay playing Bowen, our Ironborn sworn sail. Bowen!
Sorry, wrong button. What's up, guys? I enjoy myself. We all have fun here. Not as much, I don't know. A lot of bullshit rolls for me, so that's always fun. The R&D gods are always fickle.
That they are. We then have King Osiris playing Lucian Greenway, the second-born son.
Been a pleasure.
We then have Nick playing our silent watcher, Aiden.
Hello. I have fun getting to pretend I'm smart and know things.
I think you're smart.
And then, of course, we have Vex playing Boromir, our hedge knight.
Proud to be a bastard, and I'm not going to stop giving what I get.
And I am Dr. John Wolfenstein. I have been your narrator for this amazing session. One last reminder before we go, I am now throwing my hat in the ring as a professional dungeon master. I will not only run D&D, but I will try to run other games, other Game of Thrones, Vampire the Masquerade, basically whatever somebody's willing to play, I will try and run. Currently, I am holding 3 sessions, one at Friday morning at 4 to 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, another one on Friday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then one every Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I look forward to running a game for everyone, and I hope you all will help support me in this endeavor of mine. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you then. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye.